Hello. I had a much longer video initially planned. Technically, this is editing Lindsay coming to you. Uh, it just felt like I was taking a long time to get to the point. So, I'm here to share with you the tale of the Rise of Skywalker premiere. So I had said in my how I got my scavenging around name how I'd met Michael, aka Rexing Around, at the premiere and that I would kind of talk more about it. Well, we are sitting on the 2-year anniversary of going to the premiere. And I guess in my attempt to try and explain everything and kind of reflect on it, I kind of gave more detail than I think anybody actually cares about. So instead of like taking the time to just edit and cut all that stuff out, we're going to go a little bit quicker and a little bit faster, I think. So LFL had sent out the call in mid-October asking for like this list of costumes, and they wanted one person from the Rebel Legion, one person from the 501st Legion from each state. I got chosen. Otherwise, this would be a very weird story to be telling. And myself, along with Matt and Kyle, both from Nebraska like me, we decided that we were going to fly out together. We were all three of us chosen. I was chosen for Rebel Legion, Matt was chosen for 501st with his Django, and then Kyle was chosen as a handler because at the time he was an LCOG, I believe. So fast forward, we've flown out to Los Angeles. It's December 15th, 2019. And we get to our hotel, and Lucasfilm was actually very kind enough to arrange it so that we could get like a group discount at the Roosevelt Hotel, which is where Marilyn Monroe's ghost is, I'm pretty sure. And we got all settled, we got all checked in and everything like that, and we just kind of hit the boulevard. We went and walked around the Hollywood Boulevard, and we went to the Chinese Theater to take pictures with the hand and footprints. We kind of walked up and down looking at the different stars on the Walk of Fame, and just had like a really nice afternoon kind of adjusting to California and all of its glory and doing so much people watching. If you ever want to find the best place for people watching, I'm pretty sure it's Hollywood Boulevard. And we just had a really nice little afternoon, and then we went back to our room where I promptly fell asleep like an old lady. And after my couple of hour nap, we met up with some of our friends from the 70th Explorers in Dantooine base, and we were able to go to In-N-Out Burger, which I'd never had before. So that was kind of fun. And then we went over to Scum and Villainy, which I'd never been to California. So this is my first trip to California. And we went to Scum and Villainy, and it was packed. And I think it took us longer to walk to Scum and Villainy than I actually stayed there because it was so crowded. It was kind of overwhelming. And then right as I was about to be like, I give up, let's just head back, Brian Posen walks in, and we're like, that was him, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah. So we very quick got a picture with him, and then we booked it back. And then that was it. I went to bed. So now we're at December 16th, the big day. And we had like a meet and greet / like merch and swag trade, and I don't ever bring things to those because I forget, and I don't really have anything cool to trade. So I just kind of hung out and chatted with folks, and then the fellow Rays from the 70th or I guess Dantooine rather, since there was 3 of us from the Midwest, and then our Hux that was at the premiere. She is also a fellow Ray and a Dantooine member at the time. We all decided that we were going to do shirts, and I designed a Rays for Days shirt, and then Savannah actually had them made for us. So we kind of rocked our cool Raise for Day shirts and took some pictures. I got to meet Albin, and that was really cool and exciting. And then we went over and had lunch, and Dominic Pace from The Mandalorian, he showed up and he was taking pictures and everything like that. And then it was time to get ready for the premiere. And it was kind of like the first time that I was like by myself the whole entire time we had been there. We'd been kind of surrounded by everybody, and it was my time by myself, and I'm just kind of getting ready. And then I finish and I take this picture, and about 12 seconds after I took it, I think I just like broke down, because that's when it hit me that I was going to this premiere. Because up until that point, it just didn't feel real. And then all of a sudden, I'm fully dressed and I'm here. I'm in this moment, and it just bowled me over. And I ended up calling Josh, and I was just like sobbing and overwhelmed. And he was very sweet and just like, you're gonna have a great time. Just be in the moment, have fun, and all of that. And so that's what I was trying to do. And I got myself together, went downstairs to the lobby to kind of meet where everybody was. And we walked over to the like check-in tent, and they gave us our badges, and I found out that I was going to be at the TCL Chinese Theater, which I was so excited about, because that's where A New Hope had premiered 42 odd years earlier. And it just was so cool to be able to go. I know a lot of people wanted to be in Dolby, and that's where all the celebrities were, but there was something about being in that historic building that just felt so special. And so they lined us up after we got checked in. They lined us up where they wanted us on the blue carpet, and I was like, if this is where everybody comes in, I was kind of at this end. So as the different celebrities were coming in, they'd stop right about where I was, so I'd get to kind of talk to them a little bit longer than somebody that was in the middle or towards the beginning. And so I got to meet so many people that I admire, but I did get to meet Vanessa Marshall, and I got to meet Tia Sakar, and I love Sabine, and I love Hera, so it was very special to get to meet them. Oh, my boobs made it on Kevin Smith's live video. I learned that my boobs made it on Kevin Smith's live. He was like going down the line, and he came over, and as he was doing the live, he like put his phone down so that he could like take his picture with me, and in the process like kind of focused in on him for a second. Obviously he did not do that on purpose, and I would never say that he did. It was just kind of funny. I know a lot of people will ask if I got to meet Mark, and I did get to meet Mark Hamill. I did get to meet him. Do I remember it? Not 100%. I kind of blacked out in that moment, and I was just like, and so I didn't, I did meet him. I just don't have a very big memory of it, because I was just so overwhelmed at that point, I think. And I accidentally put my phone on live mode for my photos. So I have these like nice little tiny gifs of me meeting everybody. So it's like him coming up to me like, ha. I'm just making crazy faces. So that's how I met Mark Hamill. Yay! And then I get asked that question. Then I get asked, did you get to meet Daisy, since I was dressed as Rey? And my answer in quick form is no. But I did see her, I guess. And I did get to see her. And I just remember where I was at the end. That's where like everybody started here, they came down and they stopped here, and then they waited for like various interviews. That's how everybody went, except for Daisy. Daisy started here and then went over. But by that point, they had called my badge color, and they had said, when we call your badge, you have to go and you have to be fast, and you're going to miss the movie. And you like, they were very, very serious about how fast you needed to react. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go. And they had called us down, and they're like, just kidding. Go ahead and scoot back down. So I didn't go back to where I was. They were like, no, just stand in the middle. And so that's where I stood. And I ended up standing next to another Ray, which they did not want, but there was nowhere else for us to go. And then we see Daisy down at the end where I was taking pictures with all the people I had been standing with, just not me. And I'm like, oh no. And then she turns around and there's kids like right across from us. And she goes over to the kids. And I'm like, there's two Rays. Come here. Come over here. And she did not. And I was just like, if she could just like turn, just like look over your shoulder, like look at us, just make eye contact with me, anything, and nothing. And then she had to go get an interview, and we're like, oh no, maybe she'll come back. And then they called our badge and we had to go. It was for real that time. And I was just so devastated. I was like, I was so close. Like literally all she had to do was turn. All she had to do was turn her head, and I was right there, and it just didn't happen. And okay, this is me interrupting editing Lindsay to add to this story that a couple of weeks after the premiere, I had been watching a video, I think it was like StarWars.com or something like that, and there was a video of Daisy meeting those kids that were across from Emily and I. And if you look in the background, I'm in the back, just smiling like an absolute weirdo, photobombing Daisy, just dreamy-eyed staring at her like an absolute creep. But I'm now able to say that I have a picture with Daisy Ridley, so it wasn't all for naught. Okay, back to the story. And I can remember being sort of upset about it. Obviously, I really wanted to meet her, and I was like, oh man, I'm so bummed. And as I'm walking, I kind of find myself next to a Holdo, and her name is Sherry, and her beautiful soul says to me, oh, did you get to meet Daisy? And I said no. And at that point, like, my eyes started to like tear up because I was kind of getting upset. And she was just like, oh, but you got to be in the same room as her. Isn't that amazing? And I just kind of like, it took my breath away, her positivity. And I was like, yeah, I did get to be in the same room as her. That's freaking cool. And it just changed my entire attitude. I was about to be so sorry for myself and be having myself a pity party. And I don't know if she sensed it. I don't know, but she knew that I needed that positivity in that moment. I'm certain of it. So Sherry, thank you. If you see this, bless you, you sweet, beautiful soul, for turning my attitude around, because I needed that. I needed that perspective, and I needed somebody to just be like, listen, little girl, you were at the premiere, and there's a lot of people that would love to have been able to say that they got to see her. So get your act together. And I was like, done. I'm not going to be this way. And the rest of the night, I was just there to experience everything. And they rushed us to the theater, and we sat around for like 15 minutes waiting for that movie to start. And they were like, you're gonna miss the movie, it's starting any minute, you gotta go. So we're like panicked, running to the theater. And I get there, and I'm actually sitting behind Matt, and he's like, yeah, I finished my popcorn and my drink that they provided to us. I finished it like 10 minutes ago. I've been sitting here forever, because anybody that had like hard armor could change out of it. So he'd been sitting there for a little while, and I'm just like sweating, trying to like gather my thoughts because I was like rushing so much. And it was just such a crazy, fast-paced thing that I just wasn't prepared for. And then it was time to watch this movie that we had been waiting, that had been, 40 some odd years in the making. And to be a part of that, say what you will about the movie, you can love it, you can hate it. It's still part of this huge, amazing universe. And to have been a part of that final chapter, to have gotten to go to the premiere, was just such a special thing that I could never fully express my gratitude of. And we got to go to, there was an after party that we got to do, and it was just such a fun, exciting night. And I guess to kind of wrap things up, I just have to say how truly grateful I am to have been given that opportunity, and to Bill Holmes and to Matt Hoffman for selecting me, and whoever else might have been involved. I don't even know, but just thank you for giving me the most amazing gift pre-pandemic that you could have never guessed was going to be such a blessing. And it's been 2 years, and it still bowls me over that I actually got to go do this thing. And so if the Rebel Legion or the 501st ever sends up that bat signal again, I encourage anybody to give it a try, because that was one of the most exciting things that I've ever gotten to be a part of, and I'm so grateful. So that's it. That's my story, and I think I did it much faster this time. Anyway, if you enjoyed that, or if you want to see more, I don't know how you're supposed to end these things still, but I will say, please subscribe, please like the video. I'm on Instagram, scavenging_around. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a fantastic day. The rest of your week is great, and you have an awesome weekend. Take it easy, guys.